Hello everyone, this is your main man Genesis Reset and I am back with a quick video. Hope everyone is feeling fine today. As for myself, I am doing just great because complaining won't do any good, right? So with that being said, take out your King James Bible if you choose to follow along, as well as your electronic device, and hitting the like button would be greatly appreciated, as it would help me with the so-called algorithm with YouTube. So with that being said, let's talk about something. I'd like to tell you a little bit, a quick story about my childhood when I was calling myself gabbling, with a quarter. We all grew up as kids and whatnot. Your parents would give you a few quarters, 50 cents or a dollar, whatnot. Then you go to the candy lady or the candy store and you be like, give me a few penny candies, some chews, some red hots, some Boston baked beans or some Chico stick, whatever the case may be, right? So, during this time, me and my friends, we call ourselves gabbling. And we used to call it, flip the coin. You get a quarter, you flip, you say heads or tails, and if it lands on heads or tails, whichever one you call, you win the money. So what I did, right, I called myself being slick. So what I did was I grab a quarter, well, two quarters, and I would glue the tail end side of it with crazy glue, right? So both sides will have heads on it. So when I flip the coin, I'm going to yell out heads because I already know I'm going to win. But what I did was I didn't flip the coin on the concrete because I knew it would bounce. So what I did was I would flip the coin and made sure that it landed in the grass so it won't too much flip. And if it did flip, the grass would kind of cover it to keep the two-headed part not exposed, right? The crazy glue and all that good stuff. So anyway, when I flip the coin, I would yell heads. And so soon the coin land, right, I run over there. It's like, see, heads. And I grab it real quick, right? Real quick. So they won't be able to see if it's leaning and whatnot. They can see the other coin glued to it. So, my little scheme lasted. I think I won maybe about $2, $3 or whatnot until I got caught, And they were like, oh no, you got to give us our money back. So I gave them their money back and whatnot. But, we was kids, so we, let bygones be bygones. And so we always check next time. It was always checking my coin, right? So anyway, it got me to thinking about this descriptions and whatnot, playing both sides of the coin or playing both sides of the fence and whatnot. And I heard some brothers say that with Neely Fuller, white supremacy plays both sides of the fence and whatnot. And it got me to thinking about the scripture right now. And it got me to thinking about why I don't deal with the so-called the New Testament and whatnot. Because it's really that's what is playing both sides of the fence, the good and the evil. Even the good is evil, right? And even the evil is good. Or let me say that. Let me say that over, right? Even the good is evil, and even the evil is good when it's dealing with the so-called New Testament. And like I said again, I'm going to take it real slow because I already know that a lot of us are emotionally compromised, and you're not going to get it. A lot of us ain't going to get it. It's not for everybody because it's like soaked in our DNA. It's soaked in. It's soaked in there, And a lot of us is not going to be able to come up out of it. And it is what it is. And it got me to thinking about, certain scriptures. And I want you to watch this real carefully about what I'm about to show you, because you're going to be able to see what it's all about. And it's the same thing what's going on today in the so-called, in our homeland, United States. We all know that this is the modern day Roman Empire and whatnot. But I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to show you in the so-called New Testament, because it's all about the Romans during this time here. It's the Romans. And I'm going to show you two particular things within this New Testament. Like I said, I'm not going to go all over the place, but I want you to focus on the resources, the law, and then there's the resources. And so that is what I want you to focus on, because it's everything I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. You know how I talk. It is very simple. It's not using any type of euphemism. I'm not going down the rabbit hole. Not yet. Not with this particular lesson here. I'm trying to keep everything as simple as possible because, that's what it is. It's all simplicity. But, these people want to make uh, our culture, should I say, disingenuous. Try to make our culture out of a non entity type of thing. I really can't pinpoint it because when you try to understand a demon, right? When you try to put a demon on a, you know how the psychological couch or psychologist, you know how you have a person on a couch and then you got the psychiatrist trying to diagnose the psychological symptoms of this person here, right? And they write down things like, oh, you thinking about this or you thinking about that. Trying to understand a demon, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot. You would get so confused that you would find yourself on the couch, and they is the one diagnosing you about what problems do you have, and they telling you about your problems. So to make a long story short, I digress, right? So anyway, let's just jump in because I'm even getting confused on trying to explain it because it doesn't make any sense. This is why I don't even deal with the New Testament. That's why I find myself not dealing with it or don't like to talk about it because some things are just so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just so dumb. It's like you can't even explain it. Like why? It's like you beating your head on a brick wall, right? You find yourself, or no, you find somebody else beating their head on a brick wall. And you say to yourself, why is they beating themselves on a brick wall? You know damn well it hurts, even from the remote retarded person. They gonna feel that pain, and pain gonna even let you know, like, hey, look, I need to stop doing this. I mean, this shit hurt. And, like, oh, it's hurt. Pain gonna let you know what's real, right? What's real? Pain gonna let you know, like, hey, look, your senses, your nerves gonna be like, hey, look, this hurt, blood coming out, and your natural system gonna say, hey, look, I need to stop banging my head against this damn wall. It doesn't make any sense. So without further ado, this is when I want to talk about that. The common sense or the natural sense of bang your head on this New Testament wall here. All right, like I said, I only got two. So just hold on with me. Now, I just want you to read this one little verse here. All right. Uh, Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Christ. Even we believe that in Christ that we might be justified by faith and not by the works of the law. For the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. All right? Law. Some of us knew some people who was gang bangers, right? And even the gangs have laws. Even the insects have laws. Dogs have territory. Even when lions or whatnot, they piss on trees and whatnot, and they setting out boundaries, saying this is my turf, this is my area, from honey badgers to even amphibians, right? They all have laws and whatnot to keep a balance, to keep them safe, to keep from harming one another. These is really just the ABCs of life. And we cannot change that, ladies and gentlemen. Many of us thinking that we just want to be this great whore and just pollinate all over the place. You can't do that as a human being. All human beings have laws. Now, here's the trick, right? Now, you may not believe in the law, right? You over there, and you over there, and you in the back, and you females and whatnot, all you other people who don't believe in the law, that is on you. But guess what? Them other nations have laws. The Chinese, the Koreans, all them so-called other nations and whatnot, they have laws that you go over there and you do certain things, you will get punished by the law. This is a cultural thing. This is a survival thing of law, statutes, and commandments. I don't know how to make it so simplicity because, like I say, sometimes when you overdo some stuff, you find yourself like saying, like, are you even worthy to be talked to? It's like talking to an imbecile that you don't even understand. These are the ABCs of life, and you can't really explain the ABCs of life. It is what it is. This thing has been going on for before me and you was a inkling in our daddy's nutsack, as they say. And you can't change it. But some people refuse to. They just want to just lay down. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? So this is the good and evil with this book. And it is beautifully done. You must understand how a demon operates, right? They work both sides. And I'm about to show you another scripture that you're gonna really see how these demons really operate here, right? Because this person right here is telling you just to have faith, but no law. What is that? That is a whore, right? You go up to a hoe and you be like, man, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can come up there. Me, anybody got a bag of money, right? And a hoe gonna do any and everything, because she got that money, and that money is faith. So you like, man, you're gonna believe in me, right? You're gonna believe in me regardless of anything because I got this bag of money, right? Right? She's not working up under no law or those standards, right? She's not working up on a guy got to be a gentleman. A guy got to be charismatic. A guy got to be smelling good. A guy got to be, treat me right and whatnot. No, 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 no. I got this bag of money. So this bag of money, you're going to know by faith. You're going to get this bag of money, but guess what you're going to be? You're going to be any and everything I want you to be because I got this money. Because you're not working with any personal guidelines within yourself. You don't have any type of kuth, no law, no standard with yourself. You are a whore. And I got this money, and you're going to be, I'm your faith. You got faith in this money. And that's all it is. So let me show you something else here too, right? That is a cult. This is a person. A cult is a group of people who are devoted to a person or object or belief system, right? You must understand what that's really saying. That a cult is something that's saying that, and because that's what the Greeks have done to our people. In other words, saying that, okay, I want you to go. You pray for me, right? You pray for me. You do all these things to your God that whatever the case that you do, whatever type of prayer that you have. But in the meantime, I'm going to be running this show. I'm going to be collecting taxes, right? I'm going to be telling you go left and go right, right? I'm going to be telling, what you can buy, what you cannot buy, right? Where you can go, where you cannot go, right? I'm going to be controlling all of that. But in the meanwhile, you're going to be praying to whoever it is that you pray to. You ain't going to have no power. This is what the Greeks have done to our people. Even back then, when they came over with Antiochus and when the Maccabees and them was fighting all the way up to Herodotus, and that's coming up right now, or Herodians. That's what they reduced our people to the belief system. That is it, nothing more. To have a moral, humanitarian value upon things, upon people. To wish them good luck, good soldier, give them a good salute, good handshake, and that is it. Far as you fighting, far as you have any power, far as you saying nay or yay, none of that. Only thing you going to have is superficial verbiage to the afterlife, spiritual connection to that invisible verbiage that Wizard of Oz thing, whatever that thing is. That is your lot in life. That is what that's saying. Okay, so let me continue here. Here's another one here. All right. Here during this time, you read this before. The Romans were in play. Right? These boys right here. The Romans was in play, right? And he says unto you to love your enemies. That in itself is, what would you call that? Contrary to life itself. You have some people coming to harm you, Not only just to harm you, harm your children, to harm your wife, your children, and everything. You're supposed to fight back, right? This is self. This is natural instinct. This is called self-preservation, right? I shouldn't even have to talk about this because this is why I don't even like to talk about the New Testament because something is just ridiculously dumb to the point that it is Superman stupid. That's why I really don't even like to talk about this because when people are willingly stupid, they willingly accepting some buffoonery that is beyond recognition. This right here lets you know in itself that why would you even consider knowing that this book is what it is? See, this is what the demon does. This is what good and evil does. This is what these people do. They play on your emotions, right? They play on your emotions to get what they want with the resources. This is what it's all about. And this is about to come up right now here. I'm about to show you one more thing. Well, a couple of more things here. Look how it is. Look how it's set up. It is beautifully set, right? You must recognize the craftsmanship of this here. To love your enemies. How is that going? How is you going to win? That in itself is self-destructive. That in itself is suicidal. That is suicidal right there. Right? What more should I have to say about that to get the gears going in your mind? I'm talking to my elite Israelites because this is who I believe I am reaching, right? I'm talking to my elite Israelites because the rest of them, they're not going to be able to understand it because they are too emotionally compromised. To love your enemies and to curse them, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you. What type of logic is that? That's not logic. That is a self-defeating mode of saying, hey, the people who are in charge, you don't supposed to interfere with that. These are your enemies. Your enemies are basically your saviors. That's what they're saying. This is the duality of this book here. This is what it is saying. That your enemies are here to protect you from yourself. So therefore, you're supposed to pray for your enemies because your enemies are the ones who are protecting you. What type of bizarro world is this book here? This is what this book is about. It's about the bizarro world of you not to understand it, but it's for other people, your enemies, to understand that. So therefore, you lay down and you let your enemies, quote unquote, do all the hard work. And the only thing you do is the superficial praying that something will change. But there's nothing will change, you know. But that's your job. That is your job. That is your job to have wishful thinking that something supposed to happen, something will happen. Wishing upon a star. This is what you're supposed to do. This is nothing worth saying that your enemies are to be held upon, and you're supposed to keep your enemies safe. And but in the meantime, while you suffering everything, you are supposed to look out for others, bringing them into the fold of your suffering of your enemies. But at the same time, you're supposed to love them. That right there is probably worse than a plague. You know, that is, you talking about dying of 1,000 deaths? This is what it is. This is dying of 1,000 deaths because you are not just dying. The children that you bring forth into this world are slowly dying up under this demon book of good and evil. So let's continue. What is an enemy? This is an enemy right here. If you guys and girls don't know the definition, I'm quite sure you do know what's the definition of an enemy. This is the definition of an enemy: a person who actively oppose or hostile. Someone, tradition of enemies, hostile, nation, armed forces. Some things is just absolutely beautifully dumb. And people sit there and believe this crap. Some things just, let me just continue, man. Because I understand more than I should. And it is crazy, here. Here's a prime example of that, right? I want you to look at this right here carefully. Now, you must understand. Now, during this time here, Matthew's, right? We still in the Romans era here, according to this book. And I know who's in play. You know, these are Hellenistic people who are in play. And I understand why they made this book. I do. I really do understand why they made this book. Because they're giving tribute to Rome, right? To the Romans and whatnot. And they're giving them they're giving them a foreseeable God. Because like I said before in my other lessons, if you haven't watched the Most High, you can't see them. You can't see them. But this New Testament and Filio, they giving the invisible God visible, far as the so-called Christ. This is what it's all about, too. Giving the invisible God visible, because the Romans were fascinated by the our invisible deity, right? And so they wanted that, and this is what the Hellenistic Jews did, right? But they didn't count on us today of unraveling this so-called good and evil book. But this is what they did. But also this right here. Let me show you this right here. All right, watch this right here. Watch this. Now we can read it. Let's read this here. For many are called, but only a few are chosen. Then when the Pharisees and them took counsel that they might entangle him in this talk, that they sent out unto him the disciples of the Herodians. These are the Hellenistic Jews, the Edomites. This is their lineage. You can look at them. They got a whole lineage of them who the Greeks put them in play, and then the Romans put them in play over the true house of the Judeans. But anyway, I digress. So the disciples of the Herodians, right, say, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for you any man, for thou regardest not the man of men. Tell us, therefore, what you think of you. Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, Why tempest ye me, ye hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny, and he said unto them, Who is this image or subscription? Right? And let me just go ahead and bring the whole thing up, right? Now let me just, before I do that. How old was this dude right here during this time here? You know, how old was he? You know, maybe they said, you know, he lived according to this book here, 33 years old? 33, right? Right. So you can say probably during this time right here, I don't know, maybe 30, right? 32, right? So you mean to tell me that this so-called entity, this so-called Christ, ain't never seen a penny at this time? He have never seen a damn penny. I just gave you a story. I was like 9 to 10. Probably some of you guys probably seen money before then. You mean to tell me he never saw the inscription? Or see, he never saw a penny. He never paid any money for food. For food. When you go to the store or whatnot, your parents give you a couple of quarters or whatnot. You run to the candy lady and whatnot. You know what a damn quarter is back then. You mean to tell me that this dude right here ain't never seen a damn penny? How did he pay for food? So, let me guess. Oh, he never ate. He never ate. So the Holy Spirit kept this dude, ain't goddamn it eat some bread, no fucking frosted flakes, no nothing, right? No, he ain't had to go to buy nothing. See, this is how we get in trouble, right? This is how we get this. It's just the simplicity of something that don't make no sense. This dude ain't never seen a damn penny. All right? Let's go. Let's dive into that. See, let me show you how these people play. Because it's all about the money. When it's all said and done, these people here made this book where was I am? Oh my God, let's see. Okay, here we go. Uh, okay, 14. Let me see where we at. Let me make sure I see the screen. Okay, 14, right? For many I call, blah blah blah. For is true. Uh, okay, okay. Here, let's see. Start at 15. You know, and they took counsel that they might entangle him in his talk, and they sent out unto him their disciples, the Herodians, and saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and that teaches the way of truth. You regards not no man person. He said, tell us what you're thinking. He said, therefore, what you think is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? This is money, y'all. And 18, right? He said, but Jesus perceived their wickedness. And he said, why you temptest me, you hypocrite? Show me the tribute, the money, the penny, right? And he said to them, whose image is this? Whose inscription? And he said, they said to him, it's Caesar. So you mean to tell this dude ain't never seen no damn money, right? After all this time. Right? And he said unto them, it's Caesar. He said to them, render therefore these things which are Caesar, and unto God the things that are God. Right? What type of Mickey Mouse shit is this here? Right? This right here is what you call this is a cult here. So in other words, during this time here, the Roman Empire was in play. Money, resources, all this other stuff. So in other words, you and I, let's go back in time. Me and you, we're going to take a time trip. Woo, we're going back during this time. Malachi, Romans, right? Boom, we there. So your boy Christ here is saying that, hey, listen, how you going to eat? How you going to eat? You got to pay for stuff during this time. You got to work. You got to pay for stuff. You got money. You're going to have to work. So in other words, how's you feeding yourself, ladies and gentlemen? So all this inscriptions and whatnot, you supposed to pay, give all this money to Caesar and whatnot, and this fate you supposed to be unto Christ here. Okay. So our laws of this gone. Now this is a group of people that he's supposed to be going to. I mean, this is supposed to be thousands upon thousands of people here. How do we, we don't fight our enemies, right? We let the Romans slap us up. We supposed to love them, right? Curses them, no tooth for a tooth, no eye for an eye. We don't do anything, but we just sit there and what? Pray. We just sit there and believe. We sit there and do what? Exactly. What do we do? Because somebody out there asks, tell me, what do we do? We don't do anything with this so-called, this good and evil New Testament book. We don't do anything. Just sit there and wither away and to love your enemies. You got to be out your rabbit ass mind. All right? You got to be out your dumb ass mind. I think I would believe some bullshit like that. That don't even make no motherfucking sense at all. Not at all. I see somebody coming at me, my enemy, which I don't have any, but we have, you know what I mean. You think I'm finna just let that? I mean, you're crazy, yo. This is insane. This is what you call insanity. This is totally insane. You got to love it, but you got to also understand it that this is totally insane. Dude told you and I that to give unto Caesar what belongs unto Caesar, but that these things that are God belongs unto God. All things belongs to the Most High. All things. But you see the money, right? See the money, Caesar, the Roman Empire, right? Hey, you got to keep the money going, right? It's all about the money. When it's all said and done, y'all, when you get to what they say, jaw jacking, you get through believing in and going in the closet and praying for, your white Jesus Savior, and now he's white or black now, whatever you going to call him. Our people so distraught and destroyed, you know. But guess what? Guess who want the money, right? Guess who's gonna come and get your money before you get your money? The IRS, right? You haven't ate yet, but the IRS gonna get their money because they know that money is with the power. Because you can buy more things. You can make people do things with the money, right? You can make people move left, move right, go here, go up, go down, believe this, go believe that. Pay for cootie cat, pay for that hook, pay for this, pay for that. The money, right? This bastard here in this book talking about ain't nothing move but the money. Give the money to Caesar, but you give your love and heart to me. Okay, what we do? Nothing. Nothing. Listen, man. Look, man. I'm trying to get this on a good note, right? I don't want to be gloom and gloom and whatnot, but I'm just trying to get us, because I'm trying to activate the Most High, but the Most High is coming anyway. The Most High is coming anyway because we are at the point. I hate to be gloom and gloom and whatnot, but I'm trying not to. But at the same time, it is what it is, because now we are at the point. We are like zombies. We are eating ourselves, right? Because I know what it's all about. I know why we are eating ourselves. I know why we are harming ourselves, right? Because, it's like we want to commit justice. I get it. I know you. I know you Israelites and my elite Israelites. I know what it is, right? We know that we are being harmed, just like the GNC, right? Right. We know that these people are treating us unfairly, just like today, just like the Roman Empire, just the DNC, right? You look at this thing right here, you can see the Republicans too. You see the Republicans and the Democrats, right? We know what they're doing to us, right? But we are eating ourselves alive because I know what it is. Let me tell you who we really are, right? Because you probably never heard this before, but I'm gonna try to end this on a good note, which I am, right? You and I, elite Israelites, you know who we are? We are the police of the world, right? In Israel, you got the 12 tribes and whatnot, right? And you know who the police of the tribes were? Were the Levites, right? The Levites was the one of the law and order, the tribe, and whatnot. That's why they don't have no inheritance. They go to different tribes to make sure everybody is in line with the law, and they take their so-called, take their sacrifices and so on and so forth. The Levites are the police to keep things in law and order because there is have to be discipline, because a lot of people we slip, and the Father know that. That's why we have disciplinaries, which are called the Levites, and they are the so-called police of Israel and so-called the police of the world. If you choose to come along with the tribes of Israel, right? This is who they are. They are the police of the world. And we cannot commit justice. And so therefore we are inherently, hurting ourselves, because we cannot commit justice. Because when we try to commit justice, what we're going to do? We're going to get punished by Rome, by America, because they got to keep this thing going. They got to keep this cult going. They got to keep this emotional compromise going, and they pay who they're going to pay. They're going to give money to these different groups and so on and so forth. Unlike your so-called Christ talking about give all this money to them, no, we need that money, for we can get our people to get them to do things for they can motivate them. This is the way of life, right? To get people to get paid because they probably want some penny candy like a kid. You got to have money. And the people who sell the penny candy or whatnot, your children are going to need that money because they know that this candy lady or this candy person need the money because this candy lady or person need the money to go buy some more candy, right? And it goes on and on and on. It's the cycle, the economics, the resources, right? This is the way of life, you know. Just like the resources, the birds go out or the hawks or whatnot, they go get a bird or whatever case, and they feed their family, you know, animals, you know, predators, so forth and so forth. You know, they don't have money, but they got resources because the Father made everything plentiful, you know, to do certain things. You get my point. The resources. But this book telling you to give your resources to Caesar, right? You know, whose inscriptions is this? You know, give all your money to the government. What you supposed to do? You know, you supposed to live on the street. This is a cult. This is a cult. Plain and simple, unadulterated, realistic. This is a cult worshiping some stick or some white man or some black man on a stick. That's an abomination. You know, that's what it is. Give your money, your resources to the church. This is abomination. No, no. We have a culture. We are not a cult. A cult doesn't have laws and statutes on when to fight or what not to do or how to do, you know. And it's really just that rudimentary. And I hate beating the. See, sometimes when you beat a dead horse and people looking at you or whatnot, they, you know, you kind of get yourself in trouble. You know, that's what happens. That when you try to tell people, because people don't want to hear it. You know, I get it. A lot of us are burnt out. You know, a lot of us ain't trying to hear it. We're like, oh man, I heard that shit before, man. You know, woo woo woo. You know, because this person right here ain't doing this or woo woo woo. I get it. I understand it. We burnt out. Yeah, we are burnt out. But yet and still, my job is to. I believe my job is not to for you not to be worshiping no so-called white man or no black man on a stick, because there's no savior but the Most High. I think that is just my mission, right? And to give you an understanding of what this book is, that New Testament is a good and evil book, and it's hitting you with all type of emotional uh, punches. So you got to be very careful with that book, and you can't talk to a lot of people because they're going to be emotionally compromised, and they will try to harm you. I believe so, but be as it may, it's all about the resources. And this is the modern day Rome. Give all your resources to Rome, right? Because look at the party, right? Let me just dive on in, because I know a lot of you guys and girls are looking at the DNC, right? We've been voting for them for like 60 something years, and we have not got no type of reparations at all. They gave our resources to all these other different groups, and to keep us. The scripture talks about that anyway. If you guys don't know, I can bring that up. The DNC would never give us our reparations, y'all. Y'all might as well just face the fact. They're not going to do it. They ain't never going to give us our money, you know, because they know that giving us our money is contrary to Caesar. It's contrary to the government, because they got to keep this thing going. They got to keep us subjugated, you know, because it's more than a money thing with them. It's a power thing to them. You must understand that these other groups, right? These other groups are low pain tolerance, right? Let me tell you something, right? As the so-called Negro, so-called African America, so-called Black America, the so-called Afro America, now the FBA, freemen, so on and so forth, right? We have a high pain tolerance. We do. And those Europeans as well. They have a high pain tolerance. And so with us, you know, they had to put chains on us and whatnot, because we understand that we are not necessarily a threat per se, but they don't want any type of competition. And we are a competition, you know. Whereas the other groups, they have a low pain tolerance. They can easily be manipulated. They can easily be done away with. They are not a threat. That's why they give them our money, you know, to fumble about, because they know that they're not going to fight. There's no fight in them. There's no Mike Tyson in them, you know. There's no Mike Tyson in them, you know. There's no Evangel Holyfield with them. These other nations are weak. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Physically, they are weak, because When the lights goes off, ladies and gentlemen, there will no be no verbiage, no jousting with words. Who can have the best euphemism to pronunciate the correct verbiage of thou shall not do this and thou shall not do that. No. That's gonna be over with. Who gonna be able to throw the punch? You know. This is why they don't give us our money. This is why they ain't gonna never give us our reparations, ladies and gentlemen. They not. Unfortunately, they not. Because you won't have to get it like Tyson. But you're not gonna be alone. The Most High coming, and then he gonna be the most. you know, who gonna stand up against that? Because he's personally coming. Because, like I said, this is the modern day Roman Empire here. This is the Roman day. This is the modern day Roman Empire, and you're not going to be able to get your reparations without the Most High. And we're going to have more than reparations. We're going to have payback, and that's exactly what we're going to have. We're going not only going to have our reparations, but we also going to get payback, right? Because these people, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, what they're doing is just laughing at us. They know purposely that they giving our money and our resources to all these other people except for you. Because guess why? Because we don't have no power. People talking about, revolutionary, and I give it up to all my ancestral brothers who tried. We got, a lot of them, the Black Panther Party, they've been infiltrated, money, that's what that's what you talk about, render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So Caesar got all this money that you don't like, all this dirty money that you don't like according to Christ, all this dirty money give unto Caesar. Why Caesar, okay, you don't like this dirty money. Caesar be like, all right, I'll take it. And guess what he's going to do with it? He's going to put little enemies inside of your little group, inside of your little pocket. And guess what your enemies going to be doing? They're going to be reporting back to Caesar what they're going to be doing, and so on and so forth. Right? That's how the Black Panther Party and a lot of other of our people, because of the money. All right? That's what it's about. It's all about the resources. Who could pay off people, And and it's unfortunately, this is what we're gonna be living in. But like I said, the Most High is personally coming, because this cannot last forever, ladies and gentlemen. It cannot last forever. Our ancestors, this is Black History Month. We have built so many things, so many phenomenal inventions, and that is our jobs. These things that you look up, all the Black inventions and a lot of other things that these people have stolen from us or whatnot, these are our generational jobs. Your daughter, your son need a job. There we go. That was our job. That was our economic plant. Not only just farms, but inventions. Farms and inventions. These were a lot of things that was our economic stout. This was our claim and fame. These things were our birthright that have been taken from us. These things that they have sheared from us like sheeps or whatnot. I can't say enough. Like I said before, that I really don't like to talk about the New Testament, because it's just really, I have read it so many times that, like I said, I got my degrees and stuff, college degrees and whatnot. But what surprises me that this, right? No, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that we have some of our most educated brothers who probably way sharper than me, right? Maybe. And yet still, they still feeding our people these dreams, this lie, this reparation, verbal reparations. This is what I like to call it, verbal reparations. That I understand why they doing it, what I'm saying, to keep hope alive, like Jesse Jackson and whatnot, But these people, these demons don't give a rat's ass about a vote. Let me tell you, I don't want to. I would do it. I'm gonna go there. These people don't give a damn whether you vote for them or not, because why? Because they both, what they say, two wings on the same bird. they don't really care whether you vote or not. They say that because you got to keep, just like in Rome, like in the movie Gladiators. Who always saw the movie Gladiators? When I forget his name, he was asking his sister, what is the glory of Rome? And she was like saying that he Caesar was talking about the illusions, and his sister was talking about no traditions, right? You got to keep the tradition going with Rome. You got to keep the illusion going with Rome to give people hope, invisible hope, which really the hope is right there in your hand. But you got to have power within that hand, and that's when the Most High is coming with that. And so I would leave it there, even though I would love to talk more about that because um, it is a beautiful thing, though. You must understand that even in the book of Daniel talked about that, the craftsmanship. And the craftsmanship was also talking about the pen and paper that the Hellenistic Greeks or the Hellenistic Jews are going to use, right? That pen and paper is craftsmanship too, right? And it is very important to understand that do not be fooled by the good and evil of that book, because that's what it's offering you. It's offering you good and it's offering you evil, because even in that good, it is evil. And even when that's evil, it is good. And it's all about them. And it's not even about you. All right? And so with that being said, peace out.